What's the reason why we can't get a straight answer about how much this conflict is costing American taxpayers?
Well, the Pentagon's initial $11 billion estimate for the first week alone really underscores a staggering financial burden there. But it was Senator Coons whose projection of 1.5 billion daily spending there that suggests we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. And I think this opacity from the Defense Department insisting that full costs can't be tallied until the mission ends really fuels a sort of predictable partisan showdown in Congress. You've got Republicans grappling with midterm vulnerabilities, and this inevitable funding request risks really alienating the fiscal conservatives while Democrats push for accountability. And that also potentially mirrors the endless debates over Iraq and Afghanistan that drain trillions of dollars without clear victories.
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought up the sort of battle that's going to go on between Republicans and Democrats. Obviously, this is a highly critical midterm year. Primaries are already going on, and there's a lot of people that are seeking reelection and need those votes to come in order to retain their seat. What do you foresee for this midterm? I mean, are the Republicans on offense or defense here?
Well, look, regarding these Republican woes that have already started months before the midterm elections here, I think the challenges have really been amplified by President Trump. You look at Senate Republicans, they have growing anxiety over losing ground in the midterms, and that's compounded by the president's snarling interventions. I mean, I can't put it any other way. Those muddy the unified messaging on national security and the economy, things that Republicans understood they had to be singing from the same song sheet on the minute that Trump took office again. But look, this provocative stance on Iran that the president has, claiming they're ready to fold while holding out for a better deal, I think that epitomizes how his style can energize the base, but alienate swing voters who are very weary of chaos. And also, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention what this dynamic really does. It sets up a capital clash over war funding that could really fracture party lines. And that forces Republican leaders to choose between loyalty to Trump and electoral pragmatism in a cycle where independents hold the key to control.
Yeah, I wonder whether or not there's growing dissent even among his own base. Obviously, we know that it's been in the Republicans' best interest to pretty much stand in line behind President Trump. But when there's mixed messaging that's coming out of the White House and not very clear objectives towards something like a foreign war, something that the president promised to keep America out of when campaigning for a second term, I just wonder whether or not this is rankling the rank and file, so to speak, behind President Trump and the Republican Party.
Yes, privately they've got the jitters right now, and why wouldn't they? Because I think, look, this U.S.-Iran war has got Republicans publicly unified. I mean, most backed Trump in those war powers votes, but privately alarm bells are ringing. Rand Paul, the senator from Kentucky, is warning outright of disastrous midterms if it rages on. You've got anti-intervention voices like Tucker Carlson, former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, even parts of the America First crowd that feel betrayed by the no new wars promises. So House Republicans in swing districts too, we can't count them out. They're
Yeah.
the ones sweating casualties and the economic hits here. I mean, 6 U.S. service members already lost. And I'm sorry, I believe seven. And that's that just makes not only us as American citizens feel confused and scared and fearful, but it makes the markets very jittery. And also, let me mention here that Cook Political Report says there's not much upside for the Republicans here. I mean, downsides are immediate. Successes take time. But if it stays quick and targeted, I'm talking about this war we're
Right.
engaged in, this mission in Iran, then maybe we're looking at neutral. If it becomes a forever war with high costs,
Right.
it could flip the House and Senate, and that hands Democrats oversight power and cripples Trump's last 2 years.